Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar on referrals using Cervin Media through Medical Director for Central and Eastern Sydney Primary Health Network. My name is Yvonne Chong-Costa and I am the Digital Health and Quality Improvement Manager at Cervin. Helping me today to moderate the session is my colleague Alex Dolzal, Team Leader for the Digital Health and QI team also. So the Digital Health team here at Cervin can assist you with all aspects of eReferrals, including HealthLink SmartForms. Our details are actually on the screen. There is also another webinar that we have scheduled for best practice users, and that will actually be on the 27th of July. Joining us today, we actually have Nicole Matthews from Cervin Media. She's actually from New Zealand, so welcome from New Zealand today. And just a little bit about Nicole. Apart from being a trainer, Nicole is part of a team at Cervin Media that makes sure that information they have on specialists are actually correct. The focus is on supporting specialist practices, including proactively calling to check referrals are being seen and managed by the admin team. And she also works alongside HealthLink to ensure referrals are delivered in the correct software. So welcome, Nicole. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks.
And I'll leave you to your presentation.
Okay, hello everybody. So I'm going to just share my screen. So today we are going to look at specialists and referrals in Medical Director. So we are the Medical Specialist Directory, and we've teamed up with HealthLink to deliver electronic referrals to the specialists. So I'll just show you firstly where to find specialists and referrals. So I'm now in a patient record in Medical Director. If I go to the right-hand side here, there's a little icon for HealthLink. I click on that, and then the new form, I click on that, and then all the HealthLink SmartForms will come up. So these SmartForms here are ones that you probably know and use, public hospitals, a few other forms that you can use. I know the main one, the driving ones and the aged care referrals are quite big, but we are at the top here, specialists and referrals, and we only do private specialists referrals. So that's the book, the Medical Specialist Directory, and we've been doing that for 22 years in Australia now, and now it's in the GP software. So you've got the book. If you you can still use the book, but if all the information from that book is now here. We list all specialists. Some specialists choose to advertise with us, and you can see here there's photos, and it's, many specialists don't, but all specialists are listed. Also, all specialists are listed whether they are able to receive electronic referrals or not, but I'll show you more about that now. So if you know a specialist name, you type it in here and you hit search specialists. If you are not sure of the specialist name, but you want to search by category, you click here, and here are the main categories. There are subcategories underneath this, but these are the main ones. And I'm just going to show you cardiology because there are a lot of cardiology practices. So once I've chosen cardiology related, I can then narrow it down to postcode, or I can type in a keyword and hit search specialists. So I'm just going to do that now so you can see the groups that come up. So we have groups that start off, and then below that we should move on to the private specialists. So you can see we've got the specialists, and for cardiology they're quite good. A lot of them are eRefer. So what I could do here is I could see the specialist I like, or I could refine by name. So I've got quite a few results here, but I'm going to do Sydney because let's go Sydney CBD, and I'll search, and it should bring the referrals. Oh, it didn't bring them down too much, or it didn't bring them down at all actually. So here we go, for Peninsula Cardiology Group. If I click on that one, I can either make a referral straight to the group with no specialist chosen, but what I would do first is choose a location, or what I could do is choose a specialist, click on that specialist, and then from there I would choose one of his locations. and send a referral directly to that specialist so you know what specialist you want to send a referral to. Now, with somebody like this who is part of a group that does advertise, they do have a bit more information about themselves. So we've got here what they like, what a little bit more information on their qualifications, but the addresses should be correct for all the specialists. We do have a team of people that's all they do is go around and phone and check the specialist information is still correct. So I'm just going to show you another category. Instead of showing a specialist name, if I go to dermatology and I search for specialists, I get some groups and I get some specialists. So here we can see a lot of eRefer again, but here we go, Dr. Brian Pang is manual refer. And I'm actually going to show you manual refer first. I'm going to click on him. So for manual refer, it's exactly the same form. The great thing about it is it doesn't actually go to the specialist. You need to print it out and fax it. So I'm actually going to show you manual refer first because it's the same form, and I'll show you the difference between sending a form by fax and sending a form electronically. So here we go. There's a notice here, a warning, only eRefer support attachments. This recipient is unable to receive referrals electronically. Manual referrals do not support attachments. So that is the main difference with sending a form electronically and sending it manually, i.e. by fax or printing it out and handing it to the patient. So this is the HealthLink SmartForm, and it's a generic form. The great thing about it is the specialist details are pulled in here, so you don't need to type anything in. The referral date should default to today's date, but other things you can choose, like what sort of referral it is, whether it's going to be 12 months or 3 months. You can also click on urgent. If I do click urgent, I need to fill in a description. Anything that is asterisk in red there has to be completed before the referral can be sent. So because this referral form is generic, you do need to fill in a reason for the patient referral. And the more you fill in, the better it is for the specialists. So they can triage and even decide whether they're going to take that patient. So I'm just going to type in some gobbledygook, and then we move on to the next box. Any additional information, again, the more you can put in there, the better. So that's the first page. Attachments and reports. I cannot attach any reports because this is a manual referral. It's not going electronically. The next one is medications, allergies. So if the patient record had a lot in, they would automatically, all medications and all allergies show automatically. If you believe that something is going to cause problems by being in the referral, that it's a breach of privacy, you can untick the medications or the warnings, but everything is pulled in automatically from the patient record. Again, with medical, social and family history, nothing is really pulled in here, but you can have a look. I mean, there'll be a few basic things that you can tick and choose, or you can ignore them. So patient information, this is pulled through from a patient record again. Now I do have to fill this in. It should all be complete on your patient record, but I do referrals and test referrals all over the place. And then here we go. This is my GP information, and this is pulled through from my software. So I know that mine is correct. If you see something here that is not correct, you can easily change that on your practice software. One thing I can say is I see a lot of GP practices as main surgery or main practice, and I think they've just not been changed. So having the GP practice name is great, especially if people need to call you back quite quickly. And that's my EDI, which is my HealthLink identifier. It is, again, pulled in automatically. You do not need to put anything there. So what I'm going to show you is a preview of the referral. Now, this does take a few secs. So it comes out as a PDF document. And here I go. This is the referral. You can see it's all nice and clear. It's got the information that we've put in, and it's there, and it's a PDF. Now, again, here it hasn't been submitted, so I can submit that and see what happens. Now I get my warning message that the referral has not been submitted because it is a manual refer only. So what I now have here is I have got a PDF document I can print out. I can give this to the patient, and I can also send it by fax. Okay, so that referral that I have just sent is now in my patient record. If I go to HealthLink Forms, you can see that this last one here has just been finished, but not really submitted. It says here submitted, but there it does say that is a manual referral. So there again, manual, and it's print fax. So there was no EDI that it got delivered to, and it has been acknowledged. I know the specialist hasn't received it, but that's pretty much as far as we can go with that. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a referral to my test specialist. So I'm in the HealthLink Forms in the patient record. I go to new form over here. I come up to the landing page with all the HealthLink SmartForms. I then click on private specialist referrals, and you get us specialists and referrals again. Now my test patient is Dr. Mouse, Mickey Mouse. And that's him over here. He's a psychiatrist. I hit search specialists. Now, Mickey Mouse has got a few addresses, but I'm going to click into this record first, just so that I can check my addresses. So if I wasn't sure about the suburbs, or sometimes they might belong to two groups and you're not sure which group it would be, you could read the full address here. And then I know that I'm going to send this referral to that address. Now, we're happy for GPs and practice managers to send test referrals to Mickey Mouse. He's our test specialist, so we do get them all the time. Just let me know by email if you want to have the referral sent back to you, just so that you can see that all your attachments worked correctly. Okay, so here I go. I have got my referral to Mickey Mouse. I'm going to mark this one as urgent. I'm going to put the reason it's urgent in. I'm going to type in a reason for my patient referral. And then for this one, I can add attachments and reports. So if I browse the patient document, so all patient records should be here. Now I use this patient for sending a lot of referrals. So there's a lot of test referrals here. But if I go down to the bottom, I can see I have got some blood tests that I would like to add. So there's one there, and I am going to maybe just add that one. There we go. I've got an iron test as well. So all I do is tick those boxes. If I'm not sure that it's the correct lab test that I want to see, just because sometimes they're not very well labeled, I can go to the right here and I can quickly look at it and see a little bit of a preview. So I know that that's the one I want. What I would also like to do is I would like to browse my computer to see if I have got anything else that's not in the patient record that I can add. In this case, I have got an X-ray. So I'm going to grab that X-ray and I'm going to upload it. Ideally, the X-ray would be in my patient record, but this time it's not. So if I look here, I've got those two ticked, and I have got an attachment that I've added. So again, I don't have any records in my test patient. I don't have any history there. And I will fill in my state. And then why don't we can just submit it. Okay, I'll show you this actually. So what we can do is we can park this referral and come back to the later stage. It means it's just on hold. I can preview it. Let's preview this one. So when I preview it, I get a lot of questions from GPs saying that they don't see the attachments in the preview. And that's what I want to show you. So if we look here, it's got here diagnostic reports, patient documents. It's got the blood test results and the letter. And it's got an X-ray, but it doesn't actually show these in the preview. But they definitely do come through, and I'll show you what those come through like in a little bit. So it hasn't been submitted. It's got the urgent flag here that the specialist will see right at the top. I'm going to submit that now. Now this one, I've got referral sent and acknowledged, and it's got the date and the timestamp. Now this means that HealthLink now has a referral, and HealthLink has acknowledged that the referral is, they've got it and there's nothing wrong with it, so they're going to deliver it to the specialist. This does not mean that the specialist has it, and it does not mean that the specialist has seen it. So what I'm going to show you now is if I close that, in my HealthLink forms, the one I have just sent to Mickey Mouse has been acknowledged. Now this time it has actually been acknowledged by the software just because I sent it to the portal account. This was one that I sent a little bit earlier, and it's still sitting here as waiting. Now that one went to software that the software will then receive this referral, send back an acknowledgement, and then this will change to acknowledge. So these are all the referrals that have been sent from this patient record. And if you go down here, you can see that there's the occasional one. This one over here was sent a few weeks ago, but it's still sitting as waiting. This one was acknowledgement error, so we know that we need to find out what was wrong with that one and resend it. Sometimes the main reason we get acknowledgement error is the attachments are too big or too many attachments, and the referral doesn't go through. So this referral has been sent and it's been acknowledged. So what I'm going to show you is I sent that referral to my portal account, and I am just, sorry, I can't reach this. There we go. So here's my portal account. And this portal account is for specialists who do not have software. So all they can do is see the referral, print it out, and they get the referral that way. But if you look here, I've got the referral that I've just sent. It's got the little exclamation there to show that it is urgent or important. I'm going to click on it and open it. So here's the referral to Mickey Mouse. All the information as we saw on the PDF before submitting it. But we also have the X-ray and the blood tests. Now, these all come as one document. It's one PDF. So even though these were showing as attachments on the referral preview that we submitted, they are not actually coming as attachments. It's one document. So nothing can get lost. It's one document that the specialists see altogether. So that's the main query that I do have from GPs. How do they know that the attachments have gone through? And they have gone through. And as I said, if you're not 100% sure, send a test referral to me. Let me and send an email to the emails that are on the HealthLink form. And then I can send back to you, I can email it back to you and show you what it looks like. Okay, so going back to the HealthLink forms, I'll do another referral. I'll just do a little bit more on the searching. So if we go to new form, we can go private specialists and referrals. And we are going to look at the categories. Now I am looking for sports medicine, and there is no sports medicine here. So what I can do is I can type in sports. So I've got the choice between sports injuries or sports medicine, and I can click there. And all the specialists come out who I've got listed for sports medicine. Okay, so a lot of eRefer, but also quite a few manual refer. Every day we send out HealthLink forms to get the specialists registered for HealthLink. They can receive referrals for free, so there's nothing stopping them from getting on SR, but they do need to get an account with HealthLink if they want to reply to your referrals using HealthLink. But they can also reply to referrals using whatever electronic messaging system they've got, and phone or fax. So within sports medicine, you can see there are a few other categories I can then refine by. I can go to rehabilitation medicine, even though they are slightly different, and find some other people there. What I can also do is go back to my search, and I'm going to select orthopedic surgery. Now, this is one that we do get people, the orthopedic surgeons, saying that they're getting referrals for shoulders when they only do hips and ankles. So if you have you know exactly what the patient needs, but you're not sure who does what, you can then go in here and you can see if it's hip surgery, hip joint replacement, hand and wrist surgery. Let's go there. And you can see all the people, all the specialists who have listed that they do hand and wrist surgery, as well as other things that they do. So sometimes it's great to search by location, but sometimes you might need to do the whole of Sydney to see who is doing hand and wrist surgery. So there's quite a few people doing that. And then I'll just show you search again. So if we go to a category here, we can go obs and gyn. And let's do Miranda and just do search. And we get some people coming up here. And if you see here, there's not that many who are eRefer, but there are a lot who are manual refer, but that's all fine. It's exactly the same procedure. You don't have to switch between doing different platforms to send the referral. One platform, and you can do the referral manually or electronically. So what you can also do is sometimes we have been asked if sometimes the special or the patient doesn't quite know who they want to see and they want to do a bit of research. What you can do is you can narrow it down to a few people who you would like to choose, and we can send the information to the patient. So if the patient might be keen on this person, they're doing exactly what they want. Maybe they're keen on laparoscopic surgery. You can do email patient. Sorry, I'm just going to wait for that to move. Well, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to go back and find somebody else. Oh, see if I'll work this time. Okay, so if I go to email patient, this your email will not be visible to the patient. We will actually send this email to the patient. So I'm going to send myself a little bit of a note. Nicole, now I do have the longest email address for typing in specialist referrals, and I'm going to send an email. Now, as we said, that this email will go directly to the patient because you've just typed in the patient details there. But the great thing is they will not get your email address. So if I go to my email over here, here is the page that we've just sent, and it comes from Oz Health Pages, which is our website that is aimed at the public to help them choose specialists. So this will be in the patient's email. It will be the specialist details and their details so they can get hold of them if they would like to choose that one to book. So you can send 2 or 3. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go back. And I'm going to close out of that and go back to the patient record. So within HealthLink, within a medical director, you might want to see all the referrals you've sent from all patient records. So at the moment, I'm in a patient record. I can only see all the referrals I've sent from that patient record. If I want to see referrals I have sent to all patients, oh, I'll just be a sec here. Okay, I'm just going to close my medical director now. Sometimes it's a little bit slow. I do apologize. I am from home at the moment, working from home today. So yeah, my internet might not be the best. So here we go. I'm out the patient record. So what I want to do is I want to see all HealthLink referrals that I've sent, and I go to track forms. Now on track forms, it only shows you some of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the filters because I have some filters on, and then everything shows. And I can see all the referrals that I have sent and the status. So these ones here, they say autosave, they were never actually sent. They were just me demonstrating how the form gets used. This one was submitted and it's waiting. This was the one we saw earlier that hasn't been sent through. That was an acknowledgement error. The other ones we've sent today are over here. Oh. Okay. And then I am also going to sorry about this, guys. So that's where all the HealthLink forms are that you've sent are displayed, so you can keep track of ones that have been seen. Okay, so I'll just show you another referral. I've got a patient here that's got a bit more life to him. There we go. And I will send another referral to my test specialist, Mickey Mouse. Okay, so here we go again. I've got HealthLink forms, new form, private specialists and referrals. I'm going to find my test specialist, search specialists, and I'm going to make a referral to that address over there. Now you do have to choose an address or a location before sending the referral, because many specialists are at more than one group, and those addresses that they have will be relevant to the different groups that they belong to. So here we go. I am going to type in some information over there. I'm going to leave that. So here we can see that he does have his medication. I actually can't untick that medication because he is on it. But allergies and alerts, I could actually take that off if I didn't think it was relevant to the referral letter. Here we go. For medical and social history, I can choose what I think is relevant for the referral. Patient information, it should all be pulled through from the patient record. And then my referrer information will be the same. There we go, and I'll submit that referral. So here we go, it's been acknowledged. That means HealthLink's got it and they're going to deliver it to the specialist software. And we can see what the referral looked like. A little bit more information in it than the other ones. Okay, so I have shown specialists and referrals and how to find it in Medical Director. Would anyone like to ask me any questions, please?
I'm back again. So I'm just going to ask Alex to see if there's any questions that have come through.
Yeah, we've had a couple of questions coming through, but feel free to type in additional ones. So the first two questions are actually more about the directory. And Nicole, one of the questions is, how about what if a specialist that I use is not in your directory?
Okay, so if a specialist is not in the directory, and we're hoping everybody is, but they change all the time, we have got a SR support email. It's over here. Please let us know and we will phone them, confirm all their details and put them live in the directory. And if they've got an EDI, they will be live for electronic referrals. So that is our one email. If you go to specialists and referrals here, if you go to the new form over here, it's the same email. I'm just showing you another place where you can find it. Right at the bottom here, either that's our support. So you click on that and send us an email and we will get it all sorted.
Thank you. The other questions about the directory is the following. Is your directory available only via the clinical software like Medical Director, or can you also access online? So a receptionist who does not have an access to patient's file can search for information.
Okay. So our directory is only on specialist on GP software. We're in Medical Director, Best Practice, Genie, and MedTech. The website, the Australian Health Pages website, does have their addresses and the contact details of the specialists. It does have a little bit more information, but not as much as specialists and referrals. So they can use that. Do you want me to show you where to find it? So here it is, ozhealthpages.com.au, and your secretary who doesn't have access to the software can have a look and see a little bit more information there.
Thank you. And
the book. I'm so sorry. So we are the Medical Specialist Directory, the book, and the book gets sent out to all GP practices every year. We are working on the New South Wales one now, and it should be printed in the next month or so and then sent through. If you do not get a book or you have an old book that you'd like to get a new one, just email that SR support number as well and let us know how many books and what the postal address is, and we'll send them through to you.
Thank you, Nicole. And there's one more question, and that one is about patient privacy. It asks, I am concerned about patient privacy. How secure is this solution from hacking?
Oh, it's totally secure. So as far as HealthLink goes, HealthLink is the secure messaging partner that we've teamed up with. We are the directory. You use our directory to search for the specialists. Once you hit that form, that smart form, everything there is run by HealthLink, and they are 100% secure. The only person who can read this referral is the person who sends it and the specialist who receives it on the other side. Nobody else can intercept it at all. And that's one of the reasons there is a bit of a push from the PHNs to encourage electronic referrals, because it's definitely more safe than fax and email.
Thank you, Nicole. We've got another questions coming through. It's more of a comment, I think, than a question. And it says HealthLink has a map with EDIs you can access, but this is much better.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant, thank you. So yes, we do have all the EDIs in the background. You don't need to know the EDIs. And that's what we've teamed up with HealthLink. Every week I get a spreadsheet of new EDIs and old EDIs, and we match them all up to the specialist, so you don't have to update your address book. And that's what we're hoping is our selling point.
Awesome. So I think that's all the questions that have come through. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, that's all the questions. I think we've got still a little bit of time. So if there's any additional questions, please feel free to type them in. Yeah, another comment, another question is, do specialists like receiving the SmartForms?
Well, some of them do and some of them don't. So we phone for every referral that gets sent to a specialist for the first time. So if this guy here, Dr. Gus, gets a referral through us and it's his first referral, we phone and check that the referral gets picked up, show the practice manager how to create a patient record from that referral if they've never had one before. Often they're used to getting them and it's all good, but sometimes they are not keen on having them, and in which case we turn the EDI off our side. So they will now show as manual refer. So the ones who are showing as electronic referral in specialists and referrals should be, at the moment, all 100% happy to receive the referrals electronically. I also turn off the electronic referral functionality if they're having software problems. And it does happen. Sometimes the software is working well and then suddenly it just doesn't work properly, and they're not receiving the full referrals. In that case, we turn it off until the software issue gets resolved, and then we can make them live for eRefer again. So the ones that we've called, and we have called the majority of referrals here, the majority of specialists here, the ones who are still live are happy to get them. We also set up email notifications for specialists who are iffy about getting the referrals electronically. They're going to try it out for a while. We send them the email notification each time one gets acknowledged by their software, just as a reminder to get them looking into their inbox and picking that referral up. And that way we've had a lot more buy-in from the practice managers who can handle doing that. They're not going to miss anything. So we're doing quite well, actually, I think.
Wonderful. Is that all the questions, Alex?
It's all the questions.
Okay, so just a reminder that at the end of this presentation, an evaluation survey will appear on the screen. We value your feedback as to how well this presentation has been. So we do encourage you to complete that. Also, as I said, the digital health team are here on hand to support you with Cervin Media or any other HealthLink referrals. And you can contact us at digitalhealth@cervin.com.au. Thank you very much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.